Hello, 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 and thank you all for tuning in and listening. Today, we're going to talk about do not hire a realtor before you hear this. My name is Belinda Cohen. I'm a concierge real estate agent working with the Headley Group Realty, and I have something for you. So, I'm going to start out with a conversation. Every successful business interviews you, they interview teammates that they possibly want to hire. So you go to the interview, you give them your resume, you talk about yourself, and they have these questions. It's like a script that's carefully put together in order to evoke information that they want from you. And that information they use to determine if you're a good fit for the company, right? I know someone that worked for SpaceX, and their interview process is grueling. It's 9 rounds of interviews. And then when you get to the final stage, they can interview you up to 8 times one on one. That's 8 different people one on one. So there's something good about interviewing, very good. So let's talk about the script that they use. Those questions are carefully put together, similar to the script that I'm going to introduce to you. And the script that I'm going to introduce to you is the Buyers and Sellers Property IQ Playbook. It is something I created, carefully put together questions for the buyers and sellers to use to interview a realtor. The reason why that's so important is because when companies interview you, they understand they'll pay you over a long period of time, thousands. But you, as a buyer or a seller, you're interviewing someone who you are trusting hundreds of thousands of dollars with. When you decide to buy or sell a property as a buyer or seller in all states, you become two things. You become a real estate investor and you become a hiring manager because you are going to hire this realtor to perform a service for you. You also hire attorneys, you hire land surveyors, you hire lenders, inspectors, all of these people. But do you really know how to hire? Usually, you meet a realtor, they come, they give you a spill, and then you say, okay, that sounds good. I'll sign. Where do I sign? Because you have to sign with them before they even take you to physically see a house. So now you're going to buy this house, you're going to sell this house, and you need to go out there and interview. The Buyer and Seller Property IQ Playbook I put together because there was nothing for the buyer and seller to level the playing field. The buyer and seller usually comes into the transaction not knowing nowhere near as much as they should know when they're investing that type of money. Because when you sign with that realtor becomes your business partner. But usually, when you enter into a business partnership, mostly everyone has some skin in the game. But in real estate in particular, the only person with real skin in the game is the buyer or the seller. The agent, if the deal goes awry, they just lose a commission that they didn't earn anyway. The lender, they lose a client. They'll get another one. But you, as the buyer or the seller, you lose your hard-earned money. You lose part of your investment. And I think that there should be a little bit more out there for you. So now let's go to investments. You're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars with this realtor. And I'm a realtor. We go to school for what, 1 month or 2 months? You don't even know this person. You need to get to know them just like jobs get to know us when they hire us. And before they hire us, they check all of these things. The Property IQ Playbook has a series of questions, and I'm going to share a couple of those questions with you because these are not normal questions. These are hard questions. So if you went to a realtor and said, hey, I'm interested in hiring a realtor, what questions should I ask? They're not going to tell you about these questions because I'm pulling back the curtain so that you can have a clear picture of what's going on. Sometimes people say, I'll just use the realtor that my mom used or my brother used last year or 6 months ago. Well, are you your mother or are you your brother? How do you know that realtor is best suited for you? I'm not saying don't hire that realtor, but I'm saying a year ago, that realtor could have been a good realtor. God forbid, now They could be strung out on crack. They could be in a depressive state. They could be going through something which they're not the same realtor that your mother or your brother hired. So that's why buying the Buyers and Sellers Property IQ Playbook is in your best interest as a buyer or seller. This is for you. It will do everything for you. It is in your corner. And that's why I created it. It's very important. So let's talk about the tactics that realtors use. I don't like it. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. I'm going to share one with you called mirroring. Mirroring. It is truly a play on the mind. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to be the agent and I'm going to call a buyer, a seller, somebody that's selling their house. And I'm going to show you what mirroring is. They use it, and attorneys use it, realtors use it, salespeople use it all the time. Hi, Mr. John. My name is Belinda. I'm calling to inquire about your home because I know you had it on the market and now it's off the market. I think I can sell it for you. This is Mr. John. Oh, it's just a bad time. I did have it on the market, but I'm just not interested right now because it's a bad time. It's just not a good time right now. Not a good time. So, as the agent, I need to buy time with this person. So, I'm going to repeat the last three words that he said. Not a good time. What that's going to do is give me more time because now Mr. John is going to, number one, recognize there was three words that he remembers. His words. I feel more comfortable with this person. They're using my language psychologically. It's going to buy me more time to keep him on the phone. It's going to buy me more time for him to elaborate. It's going to help me build a rapport with this person. And I just feel like those tactics are a little slimy. Listen, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a realtor. I'm a nurse practitioner. I am not a salesperson. Because when you're selling to someone, you're totally focused on selling. When you're selling to someone, you're not thinking about their family. You're not thinking about their best interests. You're not thinking about if this deal goes awry, what could I do to make it better? You're thinking about selling. You're not thinking about the best interests of the client. And this is why a lot of realtors are salesmen and saleswomen. There are a lot of great realtors out there who do have your best interests at heart, but you have to find that person. And to help you find that person, you get the Buyers and Sellers IQ Playbook. In the description, the link is there. This thing is going to do for you what no one has done for you before. It's an educational tool and it's a tool to interview. Those questions that they ask you before they give you that job, these are those type of questions, but better, just geared toward the buyer and the seller. So let's talk about we talked about using your mother's realtor. We talked about that. We need to make sure we interview them. We talked about the mind games that some salespeople play. So when the realtor comes to speak with you, when you're interviewing these realtors, it's important for you to treat them just as if you're interviewing them for a job. You don't want to hear that spill, not yet. You want to interview them first. Have them answer all these questions because the questions are important. You get caught up in that spill and what they could do for you, that's all fluff. That's wonderful stuff. The deal breaker is what can't you do for me, realtor? So you want to interview them with the Buyers and Sellers IQ Property Playbook. The last thing, I told you I was going to share two questions from the playbook with you. I'm telling you, I am not pulling any punches. No punches am I pulling. I'm not saving anything. I'm being real with this. One question. Ask the realtor, do you have any citations on your real estate license? See, you never thought to ask that. But when you get hired, I'm sure they're going to do a background check on you before you take that job. You want to ask that realtor that because you want to know who you're entrusting all of this money with. You want to know who you're entrusting this whole deal with, one of the largest purchases of your life. Not to say that realtors with citations on their license are bad people, but you want to know what happened because you may not want it to happen to you. Question number two, this in the playbook, and there's a lot of questions in the playbook. Are you a full-time realtor or are you a part-time realtor? Hmm. Some people may say, why should I ask that? Let me tell you something. There are great full-time realtors out there. There are terrible full-time realtors out there. There are great part-time realtors out there. And there are terrible part-time realtors out there. Let me give you a scenario. You hire or you're interviewing a part-time realtor. They tell you they work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You, as the buyer, you're a second shift worker. You work 3 to 11, Monday through Friday. That means if a house comes out on Monday, you have to wait for your realtor all the way until Saturday to show you that home. That's probably not the realtor for you. Doesn't mean they're a bad realtor. It just means you vetting them, and you know that that person's schedule is not going to match yours. There are some powerful questions in the Buyers and Sellers Property IQ Playbook. It is an interview tool. Look in the description. The link is there. The playbook is $99 because these are carefully crafted questions. And at the end, you're going to get a realtor scorecard to help you choose the best realtor for this huge transaction. Understand, this is the most important transaction of your life. And you don't want to just entrust it to anyone. You want to know who you are hiring, and you want to know who's representing you. And when you start asking these questions, a bad realtor is going to start squirming in their seat. A bad realtor is going to start stuttering over his answers. And a bad realtor is not going to want to answer these questions. But in this Buyers and Sellers Property IQ Playbook, a good realtor, it'll be a walk in the park. You will be able to see right before your eyes as you start asking the realtor these questions if they're a good one or a bad one. So I tell you right now, click the link in the description. I promise you, this will save you time, it'll save you headaches, and it'll save you probably thousands of dollars. So if you didn't get a chance to see this from the beginning, please watch it, share it with your family and your friends. The very first time anything was created for buyers and sellers, and not with a real estate agent in mind. Because again, job satisfaction for me is me really helping you. I don't have to be your realtor, but I promise you, this playbook is going to change your life. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Belinda Cohn with the Helly Group Realty. If you have any questions, 704-780-7650. Until next time, bye.